I'm learning Daniel from the Berean Workshop. We're looking today at the benefits of righteousness, the characteristics of a godly person. Paul writes, godliness with contentment is great gain. That's 1 Timothy 6:6. Or the psalmist states, bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not his benefits. That's Psalm 103 verse 2. Overwhelmed by the benefits of his righteousness, his right standing with God, the psalmist declares, what shall I render to the Lord for all his benefits towards me? Psalm 116:12. There is gain in righteousness. There's benefits of godly living. The book of James is written to the Jewish believer in the diaspora and speaks of practical aspects of the Christian faith. So when he speaks of righteousness, he's talking about practical righteousness, not the imputed righteousness. James 5:16 states, the latter part states, the effectual and fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Another version puts it this way, very strong is a working supplication of a righteous man. The thing that gives you mileage or influence with God is your righteousness. James cites the example of righteous Elijah, who was disturbed by the unrighteousness of his generation, that he prayed that it wouldn't rain for 3 years, and it didn't. The immediate benefits of righteousness is the Lord having an ear out for your prayer. The prayer of a righteous man accomplishes much. Someone speaks of a godly man's characteristics. Blessed is the man who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by the streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so with the wicked. They're like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. But the way of the wicked leads to destruction. Someone talks about the blessedness and the fruitfulness of a godly man. It details principles and laws that are set in motion and can't be broken, just like gravity or the laws of thermodynamics. It establishes that a godly person, a righteous man, will be favored and find fruition in his season. The first principle or characteristics is applying a filter to your life. Verse 1 of the Psalm tells us what we should not do. It speaks of associations and collaborations. The saying goes like this, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. The godly man makes conscious choices on whom he walks, stands, and sits with. The verse says he is not in step with the ungodly, does not stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of the scornful, the mockers, the naysayers, or the energy drainers. Make conscious choices on whom you associate with, who influences you, who speaks into your life. Can two walk together unless they be agreed? That's Amos 3. Scripture is emphatic. Blessed, happy, favored, or empowered is the man who makes such a choice. Verse 2 details the source of his principled lifestyle. He delights in the law of the Lord. The word translated law is the Hebrew word Torah. The word also means instruction, teaching, and precepts. The rest of the verse states, in his law, that's instruction or teaching, he meditates day and night. We see that scripture is meant or designed or tailored for reflection, study, and meditation. Joshua 1:8 alludes to this, and it states, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate in it day and night, that you may be careful to observe all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. When you meditate on the Torah of God, you find good success. What you meditate on manifests in your lifestyle You meditate on the instruction of the wicked, and you find success in wickedness. Good and evil are defined by the creator of everything. Good is not defined by society, by committee, or by your peers. Meditate on his Torah, his teaching, his instruction, and you will find good success. The rest of the psalm shows us that the principled, the structured, the selected person is established. Like it says, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. Fruit and success is guaranteed, but in its season. The writer of Hebrews says this to us. He says, therefore, let us run with patience, endurance, the race that is marked out for us. The unprincipled, the unstructured, the unrighteous, the ungodly, the undisciplined will not be established. The psalmist says this again. He says, the ungodly are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away. Being godly does not mean being faultless or being perfect. But as the psalmist says again, his pleasure, his delight is in the instruction of the Lord. That means you find happiness in what pleases God, and God delights in your ways. Psalm 37, 23 and 24 says this. It says, the steps of a good man are ordered of the Lord, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholds him with his hands. And finally, the last verse of Psalm 1. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous. God is looking out for you.